Hello, YouTubers. Sorry I haven't been on in a while. I finally got some news back from the Air Force. Basically, they have told me they don't care what Breyer did to me. They sent me a nice letter. The lawyer I had pretty much sent me a letter as well. In the letter, it stated that his investment with me was over. And I'm not saying for 100% sure. I do believe the Air Force paid him off. I spoke with the Air Force Jag Office because they didn't have the decency to call. They emailed. Well, they mailed it, I'm sorry. And I can tell you, the Air Force Jag Office is the biggest bullies you could ever meet. They think because they're lawyers, they can treat people any way they want. Eric Israel was the lawyer that was handling my case, and he basically chewed me out and got upset because I raised my voice to him and slammed the phone on my ear. I spoke with his supervisor, which was a female. I can't pronounce her name. And she was really rude. Got an attitude, thought stuff was funny, so I am going to turn those two people over to the bar. Then their supervisor called me, and he was a colonel. His name is Colonel Patrick. I didn't catch the last name because he was too busy yelling at me, telling me that what Dr. Breyer did was rightful care. Now let me tell you, this Dr. Breyer is no longer a doctor. The medical board people took his license because he got charged with numerous of things, and the only thing they could prove, because he destroyed most of the evidence, was that he was sleeping with patients. Mr. Israel said that this doctor gave me the rightful care and don't even know anything about Prolixin. I tried to explain to him that Prolixin is been discontinued, and there is another version of Prolixin, but it's not called Prolixin, it's called Physitidine, I believe is how you say it, and it's a generic version. I spoke to Bristol-Myers Squibb, and they told me that the Prolixin back then was discontinued, and the one that's actually out now is about to be discontinued as well because the side effects are outweighing the goodness of the medicine, as they say. But Mr. Israel said that I was given the rightful care, even though this medicine causes me to have uncontrollable tremors. And I asked Mr. Israel several times for the information that's supposed to go along with this medicine. I asked for the letter that discussed the side effects with my parents, and it had my parents' signature. He told me there's no paperwork. I asked for the batch number that was supposed to be in my medical records. Again, nothing. They didn't care. They told me that that was misfiled. I asked for information about why he gave it to me on Saturday and Sunday. Again, they told me that was misfiled. For some reason, Mr. Israel and Colonel Patrick are trying to guard Dr. Breyer. Well, his name is Benjamin Breyer. He's no longer got doctor in his title. They're trying to protect him for some reason, not sure why. I do have a feeling that Prolixin was in an experimental stage because they get so upset me trying to ask questions. I tried to ask questions about what Major Tibbetts did to me. She gave me a medicine and kept giving me the medicine. It was a high blood pressure medicine that also has been discontinued. And they ignored that fact. And all they can keep saying is the statute of limitations is run out. I was like, how can the statute of limitations run out when my medical records disappeared in 89, I believe. Because I was given the medicine in 88, 89. It went into investigation in 90, and my medical records up and disappeared. I do believe that National Archive was asked to hide those records. I can't prove it yet, but I'm going to try my best to prove it, because when I tried to speak to Mr. Lando with National Archive, they just want to ignore it. I've asked for the employee's name so I can press charges against her, and they refuse to give me her name. I've asked for several letters from them explaining why my medical records were missing for 25 years. They kept saying no record on file, but all they can say to me is the Air Force and military don't know how to fill out paperwork. They said the paperwork wasn't filled out correctly every single time, but I have numerous letters from them saying no medical records on file. So yes, that tells me that lawyers are the biggest bullies. Military, 100%. Because I spoke with Mr. Israel. He was rude and didn't want to talk to me. I spoke with his supervisor, rude, hung the phone up on me. And then I spoke to the Colonel, Patrick, that's supposed to be more of a gentleman and an officer, and he acted like a 20-year-old. Extremely rude, didn't let me speak, and told me I cannot call his office anymore, but I can, because this is a situation that I'm not going to let go. But if anybody has any kind of case going on, I can let you know that the Air Force does not care. The federal tort people, I had 2 doctors do malpractice on me, and they ignored it. I tried to speak to them about it, and they were extremely rude. I asked questions, they ignore it, and all they want to keep telling me is the statute of limitations ran out. They don't feel... Last thing Colonel Patrick told me is he don't feel that nothing should be paid to me, and that he cares, but there ain't nothing they're going to do because this medicine caused me uncontrollable tremors. Pretty much what they're saying is they don't care that a child was used as a guinea pig, which I was shown by ABC that they have busted the Air Force using children as guinea pigs, so this is not the first time. Bristol-Myers has told me, and I was kind of shocked that they let me know this, that this medicine is extremely dangerous and was still in the experimental stage back when it was put in me. They need the batch number, which I spoke to Colonel Patrick and my Mr. Israel, and they said they refused to give me that information. I asked for the letters discussing that Dr. Breyer discussed this with my parents. They're refusing to give me that. They said there's no information on that, which is both required. I also showed them that the doctor gave me these shots on Saturday and Sunday and was never present. They still say the doctor gave me rightful care. So yeah, they're trying to protect that doctor, and they don't care how rude they are to me, and they don't care how they handle themselves. But I will be turning them into the bar to let them know that they have lawyers that are not following lawyer conduct. Being rude, yelling, don't let the other person talk, and when you try to ask questions, they hang the phone up on you. Yeah, that's like acting like a 10-year-old. I am trying to get a congressman involved. I'm going to be filling out the paperwork, letting them know how I was treated. And they said they were going to look into it, but because the Air Force pretty much hiding my records, they waited until the statute of limitations ran out to find my records. And I can prove that, because my records disappeared right when the investigation started and reappeared 9 months ago. And they're like, well, the statute of limitations ran out. They don't care that my medical records were missing for 20-something years. I spoke with National Archive. They could care less as well. They told me they're sorry that they messed up my health, but there's nothing they're going to do. I asked them to settle with me. They told me no. I asked the Air Force to settle with me. They told me no. Pretty much what they're all saying is, we don't care what the doctor did to you. So I am taking this to a congressman and talking to them about it. The congressman seems very nice. They listened to everything I had to say. And they said they're going to help me because this was just not right how they treated people. I'll let y'all know further on what's going on. I appreciate it, and you have a great day.